What's up, guys? Chase over here, bringing you another video to my channel. Anyways, guys, this is the Thursday Q&A. Thank you guys so much for the questions. If you want questions, ask for the next Q&A. Description box down below, and my next Q&A is on Tuesday. Let's get started with this one. Hunter Hastings at Johnson is the tool asked, make a TNA Breakfast Club, hashtag Q&A. Hunter Hastings, buddy, I can't make a TNA Breakfast Club. That is physically impossible. There's no way in hell I can make a TNA Breakfast Club because Triple H is not there. And if Triple H's ego is not there, how can I make a Breakfast Club? I can make a Dixie Club, though. I can do that for you. And the Dixie Club consists of Bully Ray, Kurt Angle, Jeff Hardy, Ken Anderson, and MVP. That would be the Dixie Club. And isn't it kind of funny, in the Dixie Club, there are no TNA originals whatsoever. And do you notice how many times we get forced of these guys in major storylines? I say these 5 guys' names, and you always think, God damn, these guys are getting forced into our storylines. Originally, MVP was not even a part of the Dixie Club, but he got added because he's a former WWE guy that they want to make into a main eventer. So he was added to the list of the Dixie Club. So that would be the Dixie Club. There is no such thing as a Breakfast Club in TNA, but there is such a thing as a Dixie Club in TNA. Brian Walmer asked, Q&A, with AJ Lee back in the WWE, do you see Punk following suit, and do you see a Punk/Lee versus HHH and Steph feud? No. Wrestling fans, I know you miss CM Punk, but he doesn't miss you. Leave him alone. Stop asking about him. Stop wondering when he's coming back, and he will come back sooner. Understand that. No, Punk is not coming back. He's enjoying his retirement right now, so let him be. I am Mike Schultz asked, is it just me, or do you want to see Sandow as a champion, maybe an Intercontinental champ? No. You know, I never really was the hugest Sandow fan in the world. I felt the guy had potential, but I don't think he deserves like an IC title right now, especially with the shit that he's doing. Like I said, I give Sandow props for, you know, going out there and liking the shit that he's eating, but no, I don't think he deserves an IC title. I am Mike Schultz also asked, which NXT superstar and divas do you like? Which would have pushes on the main roster? Superstars and divas I like, Sami Zayn and Sasha Banks. And which would have pushes on the main roster, like Tyler Breeze, Mojo Rawley, and Charlotte Flair. Those would be the ones I would think the WWE would push hard. Paul Markalonis at Markalonis Jr. asked, do you think Bo Dallas should win the Battle Royale for the IC title? And if not, then who? No, Bo Dallas should not win the IC title in the Battle Royale. Bo Dallas's gimmick works best when he's just like winning matches randomly and acting like an idiot. I know a lot of people say, well, wouldn't that help the IC title's prestige? But I really think the WWE is really going to try to go far with this undefeated gimmick with Bo Dallas. So I don't think they want to give him a belt like the IC title at this time. And if not him, then who? At this point, I'm just going to say Cesaro. It's not official yet that I'm going to go with Cesaro, but I really think they're going to give it to Cesaro. Stephen Bradley asked, question for Q&A, when Daniel Bryan returns, who do you think he will feud with, or will he be back in the title picture? That's an interesting question. You know, the WWE will decide when he comes back, when he's healthy enough. If he returns before WrestleMania, I think fans will be forcing the WWE's hands once again, and the WWE will have to force the guy into the title picture somehow. And this is just before WrestleMania because a lot of guys do like Daniel Bryan, and it would be kind of refreshing not have seen him for, like, you know, the whole fall time, and he comes back near WrestleMania time, and we get to see him try to, you know, reclaim his belts. You know, that's something the WWE could do. If he comes back after WrestleMania time, I think they will try to build him up again. You know, probably feud with Kane if he's still around. Maybe Batista will still be around, so maybe they'll do a Bryan and Batista feud. You know, maybe go back to Orton. You know, it all depends on when he comes back and what the WWE will do with Daniel Bryan. Mike Bud Lightyear asked, Q&A, what are your top 3 fave movies of all time? 7 with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, The Lion King, and Spider-Man 2. Those are my 3 favorite movies. Number 2, if Vince allowed you to direct a movie, what would it be about, and who would you cast? I would probably have, you know, the movie be about me. I know that sounds egocentric, but it's true. I would have the movie about me, and what I would do is pretty much make this movie about me, and I would have The Miz play me. I know that sounds random. You'll be like, why the Miz? And I'll be like, at least he would make make me look cool. You know, I feel like, you know, the Miz would represent me perfectly well. He can actually act unlike most WWE superstars, and that's not saying much. He's not really that great of an actor, but he would do a good enough job playing me. So yeah, that's what I would do. It'd just be about my life. It would be about my college years and how I became successful or some shit like that. So yes, it would be a movie about me and about my life. If Vince ever gave me a chance to direct a movie. I know it sounds lazy, but it's true. That's what I would do. Final elements, Q&A. What if instead of Emma, it was Paige that got arrested and then released with the IWC riot? Oh, the my Twitter would not be shutting up about it. That's for damn sure. I would be upset too because Paige is one of my favorite divas right now. Yeah, the IWC would definitely riot about that. Riot on Twitter, not riot on the streets like, oh my God, Paige got released. It would just be like keyboards going crazy and everything. Dixie Carter would have called Paige like right away. She would be like, hey, sweetie, I heard that you just got released. Want to come to TNA? So Dixie Carter would be getting that number somehow. And his second question is, did you really care for Emma? I mean, wasn't she overrated by the Smarks? Emma was never really overrated by the Smarks. It's more of the NXT fans that kind of overhyped her a bit. I do care for Emma because if you have listened in my other videos, I've said that, you know, when it comes down to Paige, Emma, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, those four are kind of like the future of the WWE's women's division and Divas division as a whole. You know, you can also throw Summer Rae in there and a bunch of other talent that they have on NXT, but those four are our future. And those four could actually make the Divas division interesting again. So yes, I do kind of care. I did kind of care when Emma got released because, you know, Emma is, you know, at least to me, a beautiful woman. She is someone that you can market well with, you know, with the children, because let's face it, Paige's character is someone that you probably couldn't market with the children with. Sasha Banks is definitely not someone you could market the children with. Oh, hell no. People are calling her ratchet and shit. So how would you be able to market Sasha Banks? Charlotte Flair, yes, you could say you can market with the children as well, but you need that type of diva that's quirky and dumb, and Emma fits that role. So I did kind of care when Emma got released. Little Fish, what did you think of Emma getting released after being fired, especially on the same day? Getting rehired after being fired, especially on the same day. It just shows how funny the WWE is. That's how the WWE works. They fire someone, they'll just bring them right back, and that's just the bottom line. I think they brought her back just because everyone's like, oh, you know, how come Swagger or Cameron didn't get released when they did that stupid stuff? So yeah. What did you think of when Daniel Bryan got released in 2010 for choking out Justin Roberts with the tie? And do you think WWE could have rehired him back, or was it because that low life Cena snitched on Bryan when Bryan deservedly spat on that prick's face? Uh, Little Fish, I don't know where you get your information, but Cena actually fought for Bryan. I don't know if you noticed, but in the Daniel Bryan DVD and documentary, and Daniel Bryan has said it himself, John Cena was wondering why they released Daniel Bryan, and for SummerSlam, Pat Patterson the whole time was saying, we got to bring this kid back during that SummerSlam time. Pat Patterson was saying, we had to bring this kid back. Vince was saying no, and John Cena went up to Vince and said he wanted Daniel Bryan to be the 7th member of Team WWE. So John Cena had no reason why WWE got released. I mean, John Cena probably has had, you know, multiple reasons why other superstars may have gotten released in the past. But when it came down to Daniel Bryan, John Cena went to bat for Daniel Bryan. So just know, to all the internet fans out there, I know a lot of you guys hate John Cena and you guys can't stand the guy, but he did ask for Daniel Bryan back. Said so in the Daniel Bryan documentary, and Daniel Bryan said it himself too in The Art of Wrestling and many other interviews. So yeah, no, Daniel Bryan only got released because he choked the tie, and he told Vince McMahon that he was going to make more money on the independents, and pretty much during SummerSlam, Pat Patterson and John Cena said, we got to bring Daniel Bryan back. That's just the bottom line. It wasn't because Cena snitched on him. It was because he did choke Justin Roberts with the tie, and you can't do that. Nintendo Fanboy asked Q&A, have you watched the pilot episode of Girl Meets World? And if so, what did you think of it, good or bad? It was good. I loved the pilot episode of Girl Meets World. I thought they did an excellent job with it. You know, it had that same emotional connection that Boy Meets World had. I think you know, if I was a child, I would have loved it. But definitely, I thought they did a very good job. It didn't. It felt like current Disney stuff now. The way they shot the cameras and the background settings that they're in, it felt like current Disney style now. But I feel like it did a good job for me, at least as a adult in this world. And doesn't the main character from Girl Meets World look a lot like AJ Lee? A little bit wider, but I could see that. It also just proves my point that AJ Lee looks like a 12-year-old girl. Bronzy Lee, Brony Loney also asked the same question. Doesn't the girl from Girl Meets World look a little bit like AJ Lee? Everybody I know has said that. Like I said, much more wider than AJ Lee. And why do we have to wait till 11th of July to watch the next episode of Girl Meets World? 4th of July weekend. That's pretty much the only reason why. Because probably Disney Channel has something going on for July 4th. And, you know, at the time, you know, they didn't think Girl Meets World would become a success or something. Because remember, Girl Meets World is just starting out, guys. So they had to do the pilot June 27th. And then later on, they're like, oh, 4th of July weekend, we have all these other shows, probably a movie, a special that we have planned on there. And they probably obviously didn't add Girl Meets World because, first of all, it's still a new show on their, you know, schedule. And they don't know how well commercially this show will do. So that's why we have to wait till July 11th for Girl Meets World. Reginald D. Huff asks, have you ever eaten a tamarino? No, I haven't. Tell me what it is, and I'll check it out. And what were your best questions that you got in for in Q&A in 2014? I remember one person asked about like a dead body and what I would do with it, and there was a bunch of options. One person asked like what would happen if I saw like a tiger in my backyard or in my yard or by my house. What would I do? A lot of funny John Cena questions. One person asked me about Tito Ortiz, and I found that freaking hilarious because it was awesome because I totally forgot about that. I like some of the questions where people ask me about certain gimmicks and certain years because, you know, there was obviously no YouTube at the time. And, you know, a lot of people like talking about the past of professional wrestling more than the present or the future. Well, actually, people do like talking about the future and the past more than they do about the present. So it's pretty cool when I get to answer questions like, oh, what did I think of the Edge and Matt Hardy feud in 2005? Or what did I think about this character in 2003 and 2002? Those are some fun questions. You know, I don't really have like the best question. The like, this is my all-time favorite question, but those are questions that come into mind when being asked, like, what are some of my favorite questions in 2014? How do you feel? Dave Lester asks, how do you feel after you sober up after your buzz? Is the taste still in your mouth when you sober up? Kind of, yeah. It's kind of still in my mouth. I get really cotton mouth sometimes when I sober up, so yeah, the taste is kind of still in my mouth. And is this the most attention Emma has ever received? Yeah, it's definitely the most attention she has received in her WWE career, so most definitely. I mean, when you get arrested for stealing an iPhone case, and then all of a sudden you get released and then rehired, you're definitely going to get a lot of attention. Q&A, thoughts on Nux's new group, the Mandarin in TNA? It's interesting. I'm glad to see my boy Big Rob Terry's getting another chance as the Freak. All depends on how TNA writes for it. That's the thing about, you know, factions nowadays or just things in general. How do you write and execute it? Right now, it's interesting. I think that TNA may have a falling out point with it where it will stop being interesting at the end of the day. But right now, it's definitely interesting and has my interest and is one of the few things I do like on TNA Impact Wrestling, especially Crazy Steve. I can see why all these fans at Slammiversary were chanting for Crazy Steve now. I like that guy. Do you think the WWE did the right thing in hiring Emma back? Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier in the Q&A, you didn't fire Cameron or Jack Swagger for the stupid shit that they did. How come you're just going to fire Emma for, you know, stealing at a Walmart? That's my question. Like, why would you fire Emma for anything like that when, you know, Jack Swagger, who was going for a World Heavyweight Championship, got caught with weed? What about Cameron, who was, you know, going to be featured on Total Divas, got a DUI? So, yeah, and it's not like, you know, every wrestler's perfect. Like, remember MVP? Dude came out of prison for 8 years for kidnapping. Do you remember that he kidnapped someone and that he was stealing boats and all that other crap? I mean, shit, dude, there's far worse people that have done worse things than stealing an iPhone case. I mean, with Cameron, she could have killed someone while driving drunk. Same with Jack Swagger being drunk and baked out of his mind. He could have killed someone when he was on the road. So Yeah, they did the right thing hiring her back because so many people have done worse things compared to her. John Kunt asked Q&A, how come you look so different in your avatar photo with Rey Mysterio, and where is Rey Mysterio? I look so different in that photo because I was a little bit chunkier at the time. This was in 2011, and I had a shaved head. So, like, I look different with long hair, short hair, shaved head. So, right now, my hair is kind of medium right now. I might shave it soon enough. I haven't decided yet. But that's why I probably look different. I was definitely chunkier at that time. And where is Rey Mysterio? Hurt. Knees. Bad. He can't wrestle right now. That's where he's at. He's probably at home. I don't know where he would be, actually. Probably in Mexico chilling out. Last time I checked on his Instagram, he was in Hawaii, so hey, it is what it is. Lino Gino asked, why does your hair grow so fast? I would like to know that myself. It's always been a thing that grows really, really fast. I know, like, it takes 1 month for my hair to keep growing and growing, so I don't know. And what did you think of Simon Dean? I like Simon Dean. The Simon System crap was really hilarious when he'd be like, "You're so fat, you have to take my Simon System," and he would throw it at the fat people, and he wasn't motivating at all. I love the little scooter that he had. His feud with Bobby Lashley was definitely funny, especially when he was eating the cheeseburgers. He's like, "No, no," like he didn't want to eat those cheeseburgers. It's such a shame that they couldn't find anything more with this guy. Like they should have used this guy more as a manager. I mean, I know he was Nova in ECW, but they could have used him in, such a more managerial role, like kind of like they were doing with him when he was working with Maven. They could have done more stuff, like more with other superstars. Like what if I was the WWE, what I would have done, I would have found this fat superstar that you had, and I would have told that fat superstar, keep losing weight, keep losing weight. So that way Simon Dean had a point where it's like, see, my Simon system is working, and we see training montages of this guy. It's just Simon Dean whipping him and like being a total dick to him and showing that like, you can lose weight if you work hard enough. It would just be really, really funny. Lona Low asked, do you think Summer Rae has an ugly face? Yes, she is definitely a butterface. I don't get like how your body can be so fine and then your face is just like so weird looking. And do you believe? Yes, I do believe. Shoror Horror asks, why did Gold Standard Zero post that video of Cena as a better wrestler than Daniel Bryan? I don't know. It's probably his prediction. It's probably his opinion, I should say. It's his opinion. You should respect other people's opinions in the YWC. I'm not mad at my friend for making that video, At the end of the day, it's his opinion. If he believes Cena's better than Daniel Bryan, then that's his business. And do you think Gold Standard Triple Zero looks just like SpongeBob SquarePants with that big ass gap on his teeth? No, because Gold Standard Triple Zero is my friend, so I don't like insulting him. He's one of my friends here on YouTube, so no, I don't think he looks like SpongeBob SquarePants. If anything, he looks like a dude from like a video game. I can't remember the video game, but he definitely looks more like a video game character than he does like SpongeBob SquarePants. Red Wolf 316 asks, now that Emma has been released by the WWE, do you think she will go to TNA? If she was still released by the WWE, yeah, she would go to TNA. Red Wolf 316 also asks, what are some ways that do you think the WWE should do to make their product cool again, like the Attitude Era? I'm not saying bring back the Attitude Era, but just ideas of how the WWE could make their product watchable and must-see TV again. Be a little bit more hardcore PG, and what I mean by that is, stuff that we're getting between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose is a great example of what WWE could do with their PG product to make it more interesting. Look at the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose feud, like I said, for example, or Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. Like, watch other PG shows and like, back in the old days. Try to make yourself like 1990s PG, not like freaking, 2000 PG. Try to be a little bit still counterculture. Try to do something that will make you stand out. Don't be kiddie. That's the thing. Like, PG does not mean kiddie, people. G is kiddie. G rated is for kids. PG, they should try their hardest. Their hardest to be a little bit more hardcore, a little bit more edgy. There's some PG shows on CBS that do that. Watch some CBS comedies. Watch some FX comedies that are PG. Watch shows that are PG and try to take examples of those of how to be comedy and how to be edgy and how to be a little bit more real. That is what you can do. Like I said, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins is a perfect example of good PG in the WWE. The Gochi Man asks, is John Cena really the greatest of all time as the WWE labels him out to be? No. I think in the WWE's eyes, yes. But in a lot of professional wrestling medium's eyes, no. The Gochi Man also asked, do you think hip-hop today is dead? Yeah, hip-hop sucks today, man. There's really no good hip-hop. Like, it's definitely good dance music. I could say that I would bust a move to, like, Timber and all these other songs, but there's no good hip-hop nowadays. Hip-hop is not the same. I mean, they're about the same songs, like alcohol, drink, oh, this girl dumped me, let me make a song. Oh, this beat's going on, let me rap really fast. You know, let me get 8 other people to sing a song with me. You know, that's hip hop nowadays. It's not good. It really, really isn't good. Like, and you know, you'll get someone that will do something really amazing. It's sad, like Kendrick Lamar just gets hot about his verse just because his verse is the only thing that resembles to rap in the last 10 years. I mean, that's it. That one verse that he made in that one song that I can't even remember, and I think a lot of people forgot too. The only reason why that got big was because no one has heard something that hardcore in such a long time. And when you pile shit up, especially in the hip hop community, which is shit now, when you pile shit up and then someone does something somewhat moderate and successful, people make a big deal about it. Yeah, hip hop is dead today, man. It's not good. Joe Juicy asked, do you think the Beautiful People is killing the Knockouts division? No, TNA's writing is killing the Knockouts division. And Joe Juicy asked, which wrestling faction did you think was worse? CM Punk's Nexus faction or the Aces and Eights? Oh, that's not even close. The Aces and Eights was way worse than the Nexus. Way worse. I mean, yeah, CM Punk's Nexus didn't turn out to be a big success and really only CM Punk got a rub out of it. But at the end of the day, it wasn't like the CM Punk's Nexus was making WWE fans quit watching wrestling, watching their product. Aces and Eights made people not want to watch TNA anymore or talk about TNA anymore, make TNA fans embarrassed. It was a 2-year-long angle, you know, with only like, what, 2 highlights out of the whole time they were there during Impact, which would be Devon Dudley getting revealed and Bubba Ray becoming the leader. That's it. There's only 2 highlights that they had in that whole damn faction's entirety, and it lasted way too damn long. Definitely Aces and Eights. Q&A from Reed19, who's going to finish this one off. A few years from now, who could you see Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns main eventing at WrestleMania together for the title? Yeah, that's definitely possible, especially if you look at some of the top stars now. Cena's older. Sheamus is definitely older. Randy's older. And, you know, that would be kind of a good little nostalgic match. Maybe at like a WrestleMania 35, I would say. That's when I would probably book it. Is like at a WrestleMania 35, have it where it's like Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. I would probably make Seth Rollins the champion going in. And, you know, I would probably have Dean Ambrose go over if they are ever to do a triple threat match at a WrestleMania. But yes, it's very possible that could happen in the near future, and I could definitely see that. Number 2, what's better, Vince's genetic jackhammer or Triple H's sledgehammer? Ugh. Definitely the genetic jackhammer. I wonder how many divas Vince has fucked with that genetic jackhammer. That's something you gotta wonder. How many women have been lucky enough to get that genetic jackhammer? Because Triple H's sledgehammer, Reed, has only been connected to one woman, you know, or actually 2 women throughout his whole life. One of them got the back door, and one of them has his children. Ugh. Vince probably has affected the whole Divas roster, past, present, and future. So definitely the genetic jackhammer is better than the sledgehammer. But thank you guys so much for asking the questions. Remember, guys, you can ask questions for the Tuesday Q&A via the description box down below with all the details on how you could do so. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter at ChaseOver68 and check out my website, chillinwithchase.com. I'll see you all next time. Peace.